Doctor Who, joy to the world. Oh man, this totally sucked badly. On the plus column, I didn't vomit. So there is that to consider. It's so great to be back talking about my number one favorite show of all space and time, and that is Doctor Who, and how it's just been utterly destroyed. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about Doctor Who. Maybe someday it'll come back to its glory again. It has just been completely and utterly destroyed, and this continues to be awful. Though this is not the worst that we have seen it is pretty bad. I'm going to use my space system to review this. Starting with the storyline, I'm going to give the storyline a 0.5. I'm not giving it a full 0 because it is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody if you're watching this on Christmas Day. I'm not giving it a 0, though I really should give it a 0. The reason I'm not giving it a 0 is that there was some really cool ideas. In fact, during the first 10 minutes, I started to think, this might not be that bad. Don't worry. It's awful. And it's going to get a garbage score. But I got to be fair. I was into it in the beginning. So the villain guard, who we have heard before they do weapons and stuff like that, they've created this sort of briefcase thingy which can attach itself to other people in order to gain access to certain time periods in this time hotel. So there's actually a hotel room that you can visit and has every different time period, different levels and different doors. It's pretty cool. And I thought, cool idea, cool location. Interesting that this star is going to be created. They need time to manifest this man-made star. So they have to take it far enough into the past in order to foster it so that it becomes viable in the present, but they can't get access to every level. So the briefcase can like unattach itself and then attach itself to other people in the hotel who have better access. So actually started off pretty neat. The problem is that I've noticed this with many recent Doctor Who's is that it gets to the point where the story becomes a jumbled mess and nothing makes any sense. What the hell happened at the end? Literally the one character named Joy, she like eats the star or something, like she ate the thing or shoved it in her and then she becomes it or something. It's like, yay, we're saved. Like, I don't like what the hell happened. There's a lot of running around doing nothing. Now, running around, babbling nonsense is a Doctor Who trope, but this actually nonsense amounted to nothing and nothing made any sense. There's also a middle gap, and I'll move on to the pacing. I'm going to give the pacing a 0.5 as well. So 0.5. There's a middle section where the Doctor has to spend 1 year at this hotel from 2024 to 2025 because he can't go back to the TARDIS because it'll just mess up his own timeline. Plus, the Hotel of Time is already got all these anomalies anyways because of the whole, it's just the nature of the hotel itself. So he has to live for 1 year. And I'm like, this just killed the story. It just took away all the momentum. Oddly enough, the parts where he was just hanging out with this girl, Anita, it was actually the best part of the entire thing. So the side plot of him just hanging out with this girl ended up being, for me, the best part of the entire episode. And the rest of it was just nonsense. During the time that you're watching it, though, you feel that you're just taken out of the story. You're like, okay, who cares, right? For the artistry, I'm going to give the artistry a 1. I was actually going to give it a higher score. I actually like the intro. It looks very colorful and bright. It does make you feel like there's an adventure going on. I actually like the interior of this TARDIS. I like this sort of white interior of the TARDIS. At one point, the Doctor makes fun of the fact that he has no chairs, which is true. He doesn't have chairs. What the heck? There's some nice shots. There's some nice set pieces. It looks very cool. Like, it's very bright. And I like Doctor Who when it's bright and exciting and there's things going on and it looks very clean. I actually thought Ncuti Gatwa's outfit was pretty nice. I like the brown with the coat. I do like the jacket and I like the yellow. And I actually think that if it was written better, and this is Moffat, dude, Moffat, what the heck? if it was written better and if Shuti was playing the character in a different way, I think I would be more into this Doctor because I like he looks cool. I like sort of that. I don't want to say it's like a blaxploitation flick, but it has that kind of vibe for me, and I love blaxploitation movies. So it feels like pretty cool. Like he feels like he could be really cool if he played it differently. He does cry 3 times, so be careful. He cries 3 times. I was going to give the artistry a bigger score. The problem is there's a lot of like nonsense CGI stuff, and it looks pretty cheesy. So yeah, but the real life parts and the sets look nice. Characters, surprising. I'm going to give this one a 1. I'm going to give it 1 point for the characters. So Anita, who is the manager of the hotel, of the little small hotel, like the Earthbound Hotel or whatever. I guess they're all Earthbound, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. She's a great character, actually. She was really good. And I actually liked the first guy that he meets when he goes to the Time Hotel is like one of the orderlies or whatever. And this guy's like, "Oh, doctor, I'm going to help you out. And I want to do this mission." I liked that guy. I actually thought he was a good character as well. Joy totally sucks. She's like, "Oh, I'm alone and no one loves me." Well, she uses terms like mansplaining and all this kind of garbage that you hear all the time. And I'm done with it. It's like, why nobody wants to be with you? Because you're probably irritating. That's probably why. Plus you eat stars. So I mean, whatever. So she sucks. The doctor, yeah, he sucks. Like, I actually want to like him. And contrary to popular belief, I actually want to like Doctor Who. I don't want to sit here for an hour and watch this trash, and then I got to do a video on it and complain about it, and I'm going to have to deal with, hundreds of comments saying I'm an asshole or whatever. This isn't something I'm looking forward to dealing with. But I've got to be honest, and he kind of sucks. He cries again 3 times, really. Talking about boyfriends. Like, she's like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend?" And what is happening? Like, what is this nonsense? This should not be happening at all. It's terrible. There are instances and small moments where I see the potential that maybe he could have been one of the great doctors. There's instances where I like the way he said that. Some of the line delivery is not bad. When he's just being normal and talking normal, he's much better. This sort of wacky, "Oh my God," it's like, yeah, that's Matt Smith, and Matt Smith kind of perfected that. Like, don't try to mimic him. Again, Patrick Troughton was one of these more excitable doctors. Patrick Troughton's a master actor, like one of the great character actors that we've ever had. Like, really, no, right? So if I was him, I would have geared him into a John Pertwee. He ain't no John Pertwee, but put him as a more serious doctor, less of the wacky kind of doctor. For the enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 0. It's pretty awful. Like, nothing makes any sense at the end of the day. I don't even know what the hell does this have to even do with Christmas. Like, why is this even a Christmas special? It takes place on Christmas. Like, legitimately, people argue about Die Hard. Well, Die Hard literally isn't more of a Christmas movie. There's Christmas things going on. They're at a Christmas party. Like, this is just nonsense. It's just, it's Christmas. Oh, okay. So I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair. Let me take a look at my notes. Was there anything else I missed? It was cool to see some of these future things, and they talk a little bit about Joy's mom, and she passed away, and it's a bit sad and all that. But I just ultimately don't really care. Nothing really stuck. I'm going to forget everything from this episode. There wasn't any epic speeches. There really wasn't an epic finale. It's just kind of random. He has like this hook and rope. I don't even understand what he's going to do with that. And then literally Joy eats the star. I can't believe it. I don't know if she physically eats it, but like, she puts it into herself and then becomes it for reasons. I don't know. Anyways, this was awful, right? Awful. Now, it wasn't as cringe. They did have the mansplaining thing, but it wasn't as cringe as those David Tennant specials, which represent some of the worst things that have been put on television. And it's definitely not as stupid as some of those other episodes with Shuti in his season. Some of those were real stinkers, like 0 out of 10. This was a 3 out of 10. It could have been a 5 out of 10 if they really tried a little bit harder, but they didn't. So it's a 3 out of 10. It's still terrible. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are on this one. go ahead, call me whatever names you want. It's Christmas. Let's see if you have the Christmas spirit in you to be nice in the comments. Anyways, guys, Merry Christmas. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.